Hi guys, and welcome to the Steel City Slamboree podcast, and the first episode now of the outside perspective with myself, Leo, and no Ewan because he is in La France. I'm with a good friend of mine, Ellie.
Hi.
And yeah, Ellie is a pretty much non-wrestling fan.
Pretty
she knows
much.
a few things here and there, but I thought it would be a cool idea, as me and Ewan won't be covering WrestleMania 42, to have a outside perspective of the show, plus content and stuff. So yeah, we have watched night one of WrestleMania just now, and yeah, we're going to go through each match. I'll give my takes on it, but then you also get someone who isn't regularly a wrestling fan's perspective as well.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it works out quite well. So the show obviously kicked off with John Cena welcoming everyone to the show. He's still got toots and horns for his theme.
Well, he's always going to, isn't he? Because it's John, isn't it?
To be fair, I thought they might change his theme because but then it's so iconic with Cena that they'd be kind of stupid not to.
Yeah, that's why I kind of gave you the look when obviously it just was the black screen with just his name on, and I was like, oh, are we not doing the anymore? Yes. Like, is this it? Are we? And then literally, obviously, the entire stage turned yellow, and I was like, oh, never mind then. But I think that then they're never not going to do that though, because it's John.
Yeah, true.
And when he comes back, it's so special to a lot of people because obviously he's gone now.
Yeah.
So when he comes back, it's a massive thing. So yeah, I get it.
But yes, he came out in a suit like he said he would. He wasn't going to get physically involved. Yeah. And we moved quite smoothly onto the opening match, where LA Knight and the Usos defeated the Vision with speed, which you weren't particularly...
Oh, it was boring. It was so boring.
Yeah.
No, because I feel really bad. Like, I hate saying it's boring because then I feel like I'm bashing them as people. I'm not, but...
Sometimes things just don't click.
No, it wasn't. I found it really lackluster, as this will be my opinion for most of the matches, because I found this first night quite boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we're not talking about it now, even the main event, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
I found it all
fair,
a bit meh.
It was the general consensus, to be fair.
It was all just very meh.
Yeah, I think the inclusion of speed was good, but they maybe could have just put a wrestler in there, or just done the Usos versus the Vision for the titles.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't think putting him in made it any better.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like, like you said, that could have been anybody, and I still wouldn't have been like, oh yeah! I still think it would have probably been very meh.
Yeah, fair. So we moved on to Jacob defeating Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. The issue with this for most people was the feud suggested that this was going to be bloody and out of really violent and really out there. And the first hour of WrestleMania, so the first two matches of each night, was on ESPN's channel. So there was
like an American.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So it would have been, for us, it would have been on like Sky Sports.
Oh, right, okay.
So then, I think the idea was they've had to hold back.
Had to keep it a bit PG, shall I say. Yeah.
Because obviously Cody and Randy had blood.
Yeah.
But this one didn't, which kind of felt a bit backwards.
Yeah, I felt as if it was very slow.
Yeah.
To begin with. I mean, don't get me wrong, throwing each other around and obviously, Jacob crashing through the table, which I actually forgot about was even there. So I was like, oh God, he's going to hit the floor. Oh no, never mind. I just feel a bit like I'd say a good 70% of it was literally just my move, your move, my move, your move. It was a bit boring.
Yeah, the idea of it was just a regular no rules.
Yeah,
but the feud going into it, which obviously I knew you didn't see much of, but the feud was like, this is blood fighting each other constantly.
And
this
was
going to be, one of the the more violent matches of the night, and unfortunately it didn't go that way.
Yeah, no, and it wasn't. Yeah, but then I also think with that, why did you put them second then?
Yeah.
If this is your... Apologies, that's my phone. Yeah, if that's the build-up for it, and if that was the law, which I do not know anything about, I'll be very honest, I don't know anything about most feuds that go on, apart from, I think, the ones that everybody knows about in a sense. If that's what you're hyping it up for, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be deadly, it's going to be death. They're both going to, all this, and it weren't. It really wasn't.
Yeah, no, I get that. I know we go on to the women's tag.
Oh, for the love of God.
So we saw a returning Paige, which again you won't understand why people were so worked up about this.
Yep. What I will say is I actually do know who Paige is.
Yes.
Before she came back for this WrestleMania, I do know, and I did know who Paige was before me and Leo were even friends. Yep. I actually did know who she was.
Yeah, she teamed up with Brie Bella, which made no sense, as Nikki was injured.
Made no sense.
It didn't. To defeat the Irresistible Forces, which was Nia and Lash, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Bayley and Lara Valkyria to become the new Women's Tag Team Champions. And yeah, I think for you, for me, for most people, this was the worst match.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't wait for it to end.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of it. Well, no, I don't mean it like that. It just, nothing wowed me apart from people's outfits-ish.
Yeah.
We had 8 million hour long entrances. It was just painful towards the end. I'm sorry. Like, nothing wowed me about it. Nothing stood out about it. Yeah.
There was no reason. There was nothing that invested you during the match to then lock in.
There was
the match.
nothing.
Yeah,
literally nothing.
In the end, in hindsight, just felt like a match for Paige's return.
It was fine.
Paige's return, I'm pretty sure, and I don't feel like I would be massively out of. I don't know how to put it. Like, just assuming I wouldn't be out of the ballpark to say that Paige returning was a very last minute thing as well. So it was never building up to a Paige return either.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very disappointing. And I mean, I know it's like this typical thing to say, oh, the women's match was the worst on the card. And I don't always like saying that, but then...
No, but I think it was.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, but as a woman, I will happily sit here and say it was the shittest match of the night. Yeah. It was. There was nothing fabulous about it. There was nothing motivating, captivating, exciting.
Yeah.
And what did you say? That you didn't understand why they had to be tagged in?
Okay, so yeah, during a normal Fatal 4-Way match...
Yeah.
If it's 4 single people, there's no rules to it. But if that's the case with tag teams, then if there's no rules, why are they tagging in and out?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. They could just brawl and it won't matter because there's no rules.
Yeah, exactly. It should be a free-for-all and nobody could say anything.
And the match probably would have been improved if we weren't tagging in.
Oh, God, Jesus. I was sat there going, just somebody rag her hair out. Just somebody, somebody actually punch her in the face just for something to watch.
Yeah.
God, it was boring.
Yeah, but then move on to the match, which wasn't my match of the night, by a long shot to be fair, but was your match of the night, which was Becky Lynch defeating AJ to win the new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
It was the most entertaining of the night, I'm sorry.
No,
and I like Becky Lynch, don't get me wrong, I don't overly care for her. I'm sorry, I can't stand AJ Lee. I cannot stand her. And even though, I mean, you've said it, and I have observed it and said it, AJ Lee is not great in the ring.
Yeah.
She's pretty boring. She's very lackluster. I understand, you can be small and cute, but that doesn't get you very far. It really doesn't. And like you said, she's coming back, but then she's buggering off for months on end.
Yeah.
So why are you here? Sorry. Why are you there?
I mean, she returned in, I want to say, September. She had her first match back in September. Then we didn't see her till November. Then... it was, I want to say, January.
Right, exactly. So we're already going on random hiatuses anyway.
Yeah, she's not around every week.
So why are you back?
Yeah, and especially when she's won a championship.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't on the last Raw before WrestleMania. They had to show a video package for their match. Yeah. Instead of having them confront each other in some kind of way. Which I was a bit annoyed at.
I think the thing is, though, is that, like I said to you when we were watching it, Becky Lynch is brilliant.
Yeah.
She works the crowd, she sells the story, she has the facial, she takes her job very seriously, and it massively shows. I thought her outfit was fantastic. I thought her makeup was brilliant. She looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I just think AJ just brings her down.
Yeah.
And like I said, and I know that Becky will probably overcompensate and, amongst other things. But yeah, AJ let it down. But it was still my most entertaining match of the night.
Well, your thing was the stuff with the referee.
Fantastic. Fucking brilliant. Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was absolutely great. Beefing and then throwing around, pushing each other. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. But that's probably why I thought it was the most entertaining of the night. Because I mean, we'd also had, 3 matches before it that were just like, somebody end it.
Yeah.
Somebody get it off with.
So this is where the night kind of picked up for you.
Yes, yeah, it did.
In a way, before everything else let it down.
Oh, God, yeah.
So then, following that, we had Gunther versus Seth.
Which I thought was fun.
Yeah, this was my match of the night, but I had no doubts that this was going to be.
Yeah.
Because of the talent that was involved.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, when you've got 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, let alone in WWE or just in the males division, it was never not going to be good.
No, and it was good. Do I think it was the best I've seen of Gunther and Seth? No. I've seen them do better. I've seen them face other people and do much better.
Yep.
But I was still entertained by it. Again, will I say again, was it groundbreaking? No. It really wasn't. It still was a little bit my move, your move, pushing, shoving. But I was entertained.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I have been entertained more by them.
Okay.
I will say that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think most people's issue with this was the inclusion of Bron Breakker at the end.
Again, like I've already said, I don't know law. I didn't really get that.
Yeah, so it's simply just the case that like these two were feuding before WrestleMania.
Okay.
And they've had to pivot away because Bron got injured. So then it was kind of like...
To be fair, he came in like bloody Usain Bolt, didn't he? Jesus Christ. Cameraman barely even got him.
Yes. But yeah, I thought other than the interference, I thought building up to that, I thought the match was probably the best of the night for me.
Yeah.
After that, we saw Liv Morgan defeat Stephanie Vaquer for the new Women's World Championship.
Yeah.
But again, now...
Totally get, yeah.
So the hindsight of it is, yes, it was short, but then it's come out since that it was short because both women are banged up, and you can quite clearly see Liv is not in a good place.
When Liv was next to the commentators' table and she just panned the camera so brilliantly. Oh, baby girl.
Yeah.
The egg, the big, massive black eyes, sweetheart.
Yeah, so I fully understand keeping them safe.
Oh, God,
having a safe match.
Absolutely.
And it seems like, obviously, you didn't see Raw or anything.
No.
Obviously. But it seems like they're setting up for a rematch at some point, which makes a lot of sense. It means they can have the match they were supposed to have here. But yeah, I thought the match was fine for what it was. The interference of Raquel and Roxanne was fine, but the fact that they were between them barely wearing
naked
clothes was an interesting way to go, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone out in those outfits. Yeah. I mean, when she jumped on that bloody rope, good God, you could have seen nearly absolutely everything that she possessed. Bless her.
Yeah, that was Roxanne when her.
Yeah, and then that top. Yeah.
Yeah, for Raquel.
Yeah, Raquel's top. We nearly saw both nipples on that one. Woo!
But no, to say the match was fine for what it was.
Yeah.
And what they could do.
I thought it was all right.
And yeah, I mean, I'd rather them be safe than go out, try and have a massive, big match and end up getting even more hurt.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and I'm happy that Liv is champion again. To be fair, I felt like it was coming anyway. I think Liv makes a good champion. To be fair. As a bad guy, as a heel.
Yes.
Liv works so well, so yeah, it makes sense.
And you know what? Champion. I've always said that to you, haven't I? She is, she is not my favourite wrestler on the women's side, anyway.
Yep.
But I will never ever discredit her face card, the facial expressions.
Yep.
The outfit, everything that she puts into it, she is sweating her ass off by the end of it because she works hard.
Yeah.
She works damn ass hard in that ring, whoever she's facing, and it shows because she's entertaining and people love her. And I know that she's beautiful. She's got an absolute banging body, the blonde hair, the everything.
Yep.
But credit where it is absolutely due. She is a fantastic performer. And what I will say, I don't care what anybody says, her entrance absolutely slapped. It was brilliant. 2000s Britney Who. It was fantastic. Yep. The song was awful, which is what was the best bit. It made it. I don't care. It was so fucking good. I loved it. Dancing on the chairs, the rip-up of the suit, down the walkway, the little dance break then. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. A-star.
We then had the announcement of Bianca Belair's pregnancy.
Called it.
Fair, which you...
Sorry, I think as women, if there are any women listening, I think as women, you could clearly see you could tell from her face, and I could just tell from her body itself, and I was like, there is a baby bump underneath that massive blue coat.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Which, congratulations, good on her, good on her.
Yeah, I mean, not really much else to say on that part. And then we move on to the main event of the evening.
Oh, God.
Where Cody defeats Randy Orton to retain the WWE Championship. In a match that was underwhelming.
Very.
I think would be the best way to put it.
Very.
I personally found, I did enjoy it in the moment. Obviously, when you don't know what's going to happen, all that kind of stuff helps massively. But... yeah, I mean, even on rewatch, you can tell how slow it is. You can tell that Randy is quite clearly hurting somewhere in real life, not just selling for the match.
God, yeah, very obviously.
You can tell Cody's holding back a bit because Randy isn't 100%.
Which I think, oh God, and it's going to sound awful, which let it down.
Yeah.
It did. And I turned to you and I was like, is this for like selling it, or is Randy actually hurt?
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, we don't really know what is hurt with Randy or how severe it is. I assume we might get an idea on SmackDown on Friday. But yeah, no, you could quite clearly see that Randy was selling at times, but also
actually in agony.
Yeah,
probably.
The one thing I did is that people were worried that Pat would be involved the whole match.
I'm glad he wasn't.
They got rid of him early. He came back out to do a pin and got an RKO, which I don't feel like massively affected the match.
No.
And then Cody got the win. And Randy Orton attacked him afterwards. So Randy Orton, the last image we saw of night one was Randy Orton holding up the belt, even though he lost. He did the punt kick, which I believe he's not done since the pandemic.
I'll believe you on that one.
I can't remember him using it after that, which is obviously a big thing because people have been wanting him to use the punt kick for a while. But yeah, just a very, as I said, when you asked me about it yesterday, just polarizing and controversial is the way I would have put night one.
Yeah.
And the fact that when Liv and Stephanie's match finished, I know we had the Bianca thing in the middle, but to say there was nearly half an hour.
Oh, sorry, take the piss.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Honestly,
take the piss.
Obviously, with rewatching it back, WWE have cut some of the adverts out.
Oh, have they?
So it doesn't look as bad now.
Funny that.
So there was throughout the show, they would do 3 to 4 minutes, and it was either ads. Oh no, sorry, it was either "We'll be right back" and some music, or they will play clips from the Hulk Hogan documentary that's coming out soon.
Oh, get that advertisement in.
But they only show 2 clips, so you'd either see the same clip again.
Oh.
So by the end of it, we knew.
Oh, it's like YouTube ads where it's the same 5 adverts for 6 months straight.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think someone put out a stat, and I don't know how true it is, but Hulk Hogan managed to get 40 minutes of screen time on WrestleMania based on ads alone.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Gee.
That's both.
Shut up!
Through both nights, but yeah, it was not because we had that section after every match. Between every match, there was something going on.
Oh, that would have done me head in.
Yeah, well, that's what I said when I said to you could go for a brisk walk between matches.
You could do a shift and come back.
Go cook a meal or something. It's not good, but all you can do is laugh at it because it's not going to change.
No, of course it's not.
So.
Yeah, I mean, God. Yeah, the match was. My favourite wrestler of all time is Mr. Randy Orton. Yeah. I think we all know why. I think I'd pay good money to see that man in just a pair of trunks any day of the week.
Yeah.
But, God, it was boring.
Yeah.
It was very slow.
Yep.
And I know, obviously you've said, I know that he was in pain, and I know that obviously Cody can't go full out, obviously respectfully, totally get that.
Yeah.
But I feel that let it down a bit.
Yeah.
Because that made it slow. And then the pace was just kind of gone, and I was a bit I could happily, get up and go for a wee and come back and not pause it and not be bothered. No. And what have I missed? Oh, right, okay, barely anything then. Nothing. Yeah. I'm very glad we got rid of Pat before the match started. I would have been actually quite angry if he'd have interfered because I'd have just been get out.
Yeah.
Get out of the ring. Go away.
That's what most people's fears were. But yes, that is our thoughts on night one.
Yeah, bit lackluster. I've seen better and it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And yeah, we will swiftly move on to night 2.
I'm excited.
So, moving on to night 2.
Mm-hmm.
A much more enjoyable night of the
2. Lord heaven. Considerably better. Bloody hell.
So, yes, we started off with, of course, Obafemi defeating and seemingly retiring Brock Lesnar.
I know!
Which I think everyone can agree no one saw coming.
And
if you did see it coming,
you're a liar. You are a liar, sir. No, I'm sorry. Even I, nobody saw that coming.
No, I agree.
Absolutely nobody. I loved it, though. I did love how... I think we all know that Brock is he's a serious man, isn't he? Yes. He takes his job very seriously, and he comes in, does his job, goes home. Yep. That is Brock. That is all he does. But I did like how he did play into the... You know, how he just counted everything.
Yeah.
Nothing affected him. And I loved how we got the images of Brock being like, what? Yeah. But I'm Brock Lesnar. I've just tried to clothesline you and you've not moved. What do you need? Hang on, I've tried to throw you over my head and I can't lift you. What's going on? Yeah. I did like that. I loved it.
I think it's the personification of a star-making performance.
Yes.
You know, they've set Oba up for life.
Oh, life and beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way Oba doesn't go on to become a star from this point. And if he doesn't, something has gone.
Something is seriously wrong. Something is very, very wrong behind the scenes if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I know some people had issues with the length of this match, like they did on some matches of night 2.
But it's Brock.
Yeah, it's in case of it was a typical Brock Lesnar match where it wasn't supposed to go long.
But I think with a Brock match, I understand people want to see more, but I don't think you need it. No. It's Brock. This is what he does. Like I said, he comes in, does my job, goes home.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, to a T, you pretty much got it spot on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I look forward to seeing what Oba does going forward. Because he's so good.
He's really good.
What's good about Oba is he can have these short matches where he just beats the piss out of somebody and squashes them quite easily. But he can also have the long matches where things are drawn out and
you're entertained either way.
A wrestling classic, if you will.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, Oba's got everything you could possibly need to succeed. He's over. The entrance is one of the most popular things on WWE television right now.
Oh, even I were doing the walk while he was walking down. Even I were doing the shoulders going down.
Exactly. So, yeah, there's no way that this guy doesn't go on to become a legend.
But also the crowd.
Oh, the cover electric.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
In the membrane. Insane.
So moving on to the second match, which was the ladder match.
Yeah.
So obviously you said while we're watching it that ladder matches just aren't your thing.
They're not.
You just don't connect with them.
I don't connect with them. I'll never not watch one.
Yeah.
I just don't find them as entertaining as I do like a cage match or like a tag match or like anything else. I don't know what it is. I don't know what about it. They've never done anything to me personally. I'm just not entertained by them. I'm just kind of not.
No, fair enough. It's just one of those things where you have your preferences. For a lot of people, including myself, it was one of the best matches of WrestleMania as a whole.
Yeah, but I can see why. I can see why.
Yeah, it was a very fun match. Obviously, for me, especially, the risk of a Rey Mysterio win is always apparent during the matches.
I'll never not love your hatred for Rey Mysterio.
I can't stand him, honestly. Every time it looked like he was going to win, it was pure panic stations.
What a hatred.
But yeah, very glad he didn't win. Glad that Penta retained. I would have had Penta or Javon get the win. They were like the two favourites.
I thought they were going to win, either one.
So yeah, Penta getting the win makes the most sense. Javon is only 21 years of age. He has got all the time in the world.
Yeah, he's got a lifetime to win belts, I know. So
yeah, made a lot of sense to me and a very fun match overall. We then went on to Trick and Sammy, where Trick became the new United States champion.
Oh, that bloody coat. A bloody coat. Sorry, I know that's nothing to do with the match itself. Yeah. That fucking coat. What are we? Big gypsy weddings? What's going on? Why do we need an 18 million foot train? We do not. No. Coming out looking like a PIMP. Can't do it.
But there was no denying the fact that Trick is over as Rover, as people say.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the crowd were absolutely electric for him as well.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were so electric for Oba and Trick is a good sign of the future, because those two are probably going to be two of the biggest guys in the company at some point.
Yeah.
The match itself I thought was good. Obviously, Sami Zayn got a lot of hate due to him essentially taking Carmelo Hayes' place only a few weeks before WrestleMania. I don't think I've shown you a lot of Carmelo Hayes.
No.
Ewan would see that as sacrilege from me. Ewan loves Carmelo Hayes.
Ewan, if you're listening, don't have a go at him.
Yeah, if Ewan's listening, you can comment some matches for me to show you in the comments.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But no, yeah, Carmelo is fantastic, and he fully deserved a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it was very unfortunate that he didn't. But with Trick Willie winning, I thought it was the right decision. Especially with the reaction that Sami Zayn has been getting and all the boos he had and stuff. Giving that big win to Trick made the most sense.
Most logical sense, yeah.
Yeah. Then we had Balor and Dom. I'm starting to forget the order of matches, but I think I'm right with that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was
the demon.
Yes, your first outing of seeing the demon.
Brilliant. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Fair.
Yeah, but I love like all horror. My thing is that I absolutely love and adore the theatrics of WWE. As a theatre girl myself, and have danced my entire life, I adore the theatrics that go into it. Yeah, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, some of them are a bit far-fetched, and some of them are extremely cheesy to the point where even I'm a bit like, brilliant. I loved it.
Well, this worked for you.
I loved it.
Yeah, fair play. A lot of people like
the entrance, the headgear, the body paint, the gear itself, the match, the contacts. I didn't even mind Dom's entrance. I didn't mind any of the match, to be fair. I liked it.
Yeah, fair. For me, it there wasn't a lot to talk about when I did my review on it on my channel.
Don't get me wrong, it's not.
It was basically because with Finn doing the demon character, there was no way he was losing. Therefore, that kind of took away for me. So, as much as Dom could put offense in, it always felt like, well, Balor will eventually win this match. So
yeah, and I wouldn't. The thing is, as well, is that over the entire weekend, both 2 days, even though the match was good, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It was a good match.
Yeah,
and it was better than a lot on the first night. But it still wasn't overwhelmingly brilliant. Yeah. No, if that makes any sense.
And then moving on to, from reactions alone from you, your match of the weekend.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Where Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill to win the Women's Championship.
Utterly brilliant. Brilliance from the beginning. Brilliance till the end. Oh, sensational. I am just going to take 30 seconds to talk about Jade's gear. Oh my God. I have never seen anything suit anyone better than that. Yeah. The gold rose, matched, it just melted into her skin colour. The hair choice, sensational. The rhinestones with the fringe, the headband, the lightnings down her legs. Absolutely sensational. And obviously, Rhea is Rhea. She's fantastic. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the Y. I never have been, but I get it. It's WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But like you said when we were watching it, I have never seen a match where two people have clicked more in my life.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those, I don't want to call it a rare thing, because once you know who you click with, they tend to
keep giving you,
not keep giving it. It's like the case of they'll fight maybe a couple more times more than they maybe had the
average.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Jade and Rhea met again, not so far in the future.
Yeah.
I would expect maybe a rematch at SummerSlam, with that being the second biggest event of the year, and those two being the two biggest stars, or two of the biggest stars in the women's division, especially on SmackDown.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, it was very surprising. I voiced to you away just before WrestleMania how worried I was about this match, and how I was worried that Jade wouldn't be able to keep up with Rhea, and that Rhea would have to carry, and Rhea's never really had that match where she's had to carry somebody through.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have been pleasantly more surprised.
I was going to say, in the nicest way, you couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah. No, and I'm glad I wanted to be wrong.
It was brilliant.
The wrestling was incredibly smooth from both of them.
The transitions.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, the ones that stuck out to me was when Jade put the submission on.
Yes.
Out of literally nowhere.
Nowhere.
And yet it smoothly went
into it. It just ran. Said. It was brilliant.
EO's involvement with B-Fab and Michin was done fine because it didn't massively affect the match.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Normally, I am, and I've voiced this so many times to you, I am dead, and I mean dead against outside interference. I can't stand somebody coming down and then they've got some random woman who I probably don't know, walking around the side of the ring screaming and shouting all this stuff. Go away.
Yeah.
Go away. You are a distraction and you're annoying. However,
it did work here to a degree.
It worked. There wasn't too much involvement. I don't know who the Jade's people are.
Michin and B-Fab.
Michin and B-Fab.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to make sure I pronounce Michin properly. Yeah. Michin and B-Fab. Their involvement was enough.
Yeah.
Few kicks to Rhea, but, save Jade a time or two.
Yep.
That was it. Io comes down in, what can I say, the best outfit I've ever seen her in.
Yeah.
She looks stunning, may I add. Comes down, takes him out. That's it. I can deal with that. Yeah. Because it was nice. It was good.
There was a way to get Io on the card, which she I think for me was the biggest glaring omission of the whole of WrestleMania. No match for someone who was a champion coming into last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, nothing.
Which was a massive shame, as Io is so good.
She's very good.
But no, everything about it was great. The fact that Jade Cargill did a one-wigged angel, which I mentioned was Kenny Omega's finisher.
Yeah, but you could see people in the crowd going, "What?"
Yeah. And then, the finish of going for Jaded and then Rhea, smoothly transitioning into Riptide for the win. And everything just worked.
Every minute. That was my favourite match of the entire weekend.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it was, as I said, I'm pleasantly surprised.
I loved it.
And then, we go on to the last part, the main event. Roman and Punk, which we did have to rush through.
Yeah, my fault. Sorry, I do not have a lot of time today.
Yes.
Honestly, I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it was a longer match, and I actually appreciate that it was the time length it was.
It was given the time that WrestleMania main event should have been given.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. But Leo can say it a lot better. As somebody who... The thing is on, if we're talking social media wise and stuff like that, and the exposure that I have without Leo being present, I mainly follow, obviously, a lot of the women on the Instagram, things like that.
Yeah.
So I mainly see the women's matches or, who's on the card for the women's stuff. So I know who CM Punk is and I know who Roman Reigns is. I've seen lots of them. I don't think I've seen a lot of them together. Or at least, I'm sure I haven't. To me, it was all right. Maybe because my problem is, and I've said this to you 1,000 times, I need entertainment. I need action, something going on, bah, 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 quite a lot. And I can deal with, we're slowly getting up, we've maybe got to drag it out a little bit, we've got to set up for this move that's going on that I don't know. Okay, fair. I do feel like sometimes it was a bit slow.
Okay.
And we maybe could have got a quicker pace of things. I know, obviously, CM Punk was trapped on the ropes upside down, he was bleeding to death, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Roman's throwing stairs at him, everything like that.
Yep.
So there was the theatrics and and it was dramatic. It was, big.
Yeah, I think also the not knowing the history that Punk and Reigns have,
which I really kind of don't.
Yeah, would have not taken away, but not helped you understand why this is so important, why this is the main event.
Yeah, which maybe is why I'm sat here going, it was okay.
Yeah. Whereas for me, this was match of the weekend.
Yeah, whereas I'm like, no.
Yeah. No. But though I can understand why you enjoyed Rhea and Jade so much as well, because even on the rewatch, it was just
brilliant.
As good as it was.
It was brilliant. Whereas I think some rewatches of some matches, I was like, I don't need to see that again.
Yeah.
I really don't need to see him thrown off that top rope again. I really don't.
That's fair enough.
It was entertaining, don't get me wrong, and obviously, there was bloodshed and sweat and, all that, but I've been, again, I think a bit like Seth and Gunther. I've seen them do separate things, and I've been more entertained by that.
Yeah, that makes
exactly
sense.
The same with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I've seen them do separate people, everything else, and I've been more entertained.
Yeah,
but again, I don't know the law or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
I think with the law taken away, I can understand that perspective.
Yeah, I just found it a bit slow at times.
Yeah. So WrestleMania as a whole, what was your I don't know, your...
Sorry, that's my phone again.
I don't know, just your... I don't want to say reaction, because I suppose it's not the same, but your thoughts on the show overall.
I mean, I think WrestleMania as a whole itself, not talking about this year's just as a whole, I think it's obviously fantastic. I think it's brilliant. Is this year's my favourite? No. Not by a landslide.
Yeah.
It's not. I think, again, the first night, but then like you said, the first night is a bit meh.
Yeah.
Normally, and then obviously Sundays is, oh my god, it's great.
Yes, the second night definitely saved the first night as far as it overall.
Yes, it did. But even though it did save that first night, I still think that shouldn't take away from actually the first night was pretty shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was pretty shit this year, and I'm sorry, I've seen the WrestleMania in the pandemic, which was one of the worst ones I've ever seen. That was weird to watch. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I had no massive quarrels about it. But again, the second night, absolutely by a landslide, was the best night. The fact that they changed it to the blue electric sort of backgroundy sort of stuff, so much better. I don't know why we didn't do that the first night. Yeah. No idea.
I think it's just to separate the nights.
I know, but I like a consistent theme.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's been better, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's absolutely brilliant for somebody who, like yourself, and obviously, more across the states and things like that, more across the pond, who live their lives by it. I totally understand why it is this massive, humongous event in people's lives.
Yeah. Because
it is brilliant.
Yeah.
It is absolutely brilliant. And would I... Obviously, this is, again, in a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Would I go and see it live? Probably not.
Okay.
Only because I don't think I would appreciate it like everybody else would who was probably there. But then I'm also it would depend what was on the cards.
Yeah.
Because if it was a WrestleMania that I'm not going to know anything about and I'm going to be annoying you every time and asking you millions of questions, which is unfair, because you know everything that's going on, I probably wouldn't go. But then if the cards was, if it was I know every single person having a match, maybe.
Yeah, it's why the house shows work for taking you to where nothing's taken seriously. We can have a bit of fun. You don't know who people are.
I loved when we went in November.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, apart from the fact that I had Cody Rhodes fucking theme tuning me every 3 weeks. Wow. Literally 3 weeks walking around my house. Just going, wow.
Yep.
So I don't know any words.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think I don't know, because it's very easy for me to compare way more WrestleMania, way more better and worse WrestleManias. Yeah. As someone who's probably watched every single one since 2001. I know not as they happened, but
I have seen them. Yeah.
And for me, it's just one of those ones that falls straight down the middle. You have one bad night and one good night, or one great night. Then it's going to fall as this was a okay WrestleMania.
Just bog standard WrestleMania.
Yeah. It wasn't the likes of WrestleMania 40 when you've got everything going on all at once. You've got The Rock and Roman tagging in the first night. You've got...
Oh, that one.
Yeah. You've got Roman and Cody having just the absolute Avengers ending.
Yeah, literally. Iron Man's going to come down in a minute.
So, WrestleMania 39, again, is one of those great ones that we had a few years ago. And it was nowhere near the standard of them.
No.
But then, at the same time, like you said, Pandemomania is not great.
Do you think they've got... Oh, God, I don't want to use the word worse. Do you think, as the years have gone on, WrestleMania has become a little bit lackluster?
I don't know, because obviously WrestleMania 40 with all that with Roman and Cody was only 2 years ago.
Yes.
Which isn't long enough probably to say, it's gone lackluster since then. I liked WrestleMania 41 last year.
Yeah.
I know some people hated it. Some people will die on the hill of Cody and Cena was such a bad match that the whole thing was bad.
I won't say that.
Ridiculous.
I won't go that far.
And also, Cena has admitted since that they had a bad match on purpose because it fit his heel character to have bad matches. So then you've got to take that with a pinch of salt as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's becoming lackluster. I think like everything else it's becoming too commercialized where yes, I can go and do other things and come back, and I don't want to be taken away from the experience of WrestleMania because I've got to sit through 20 minutes of adverts where I'm going to go on my phone and look for people's reactions to what's just happened and look for just anything else.
Yeah.
I think that's where issues with every pay-per-view is going to start coming in, is where people can go on their phones and go and do other stuff, then come back, then go again.
Yeah.
Like, you could essentially watch a match, put a wash on, watch a match, do some dishes, watch a match, do something else.
There's time in between for activities.
I don't want that, whereas with AEW pay-per-views, is you ain't got time to go and do all the stuff. You got to get your drinks out next to you.
Everything's got to be ready before.
You haven't got time. There was a pay-per-view with AEW where the first match finished. Like, the bell went for the finish.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes later, the first entrance
Starting again.
for the next match came out.
Which I think is my problem with WrestleMania. Like I said, I like the routine of it. I like something now, and then now, and again, and again.
You want to just sit and watch instead of, like, sitting on my phone, do whatever.
And then skipping through an advert, and then, let's do this, and then, I'm distracted by that. Oh, right, it's back on.
Yeah.
It's a bit, like you said, back and forth. Right, last question.
Yeah.
Who or what, shall I rephrase,
Ooh.
Taking away the superstars we have now, and I mean the superstars that I know.
Okay.
So obviously,
Cody
Rhodes, Captain America, as I call him, or Mr. America, and obviously Randy. Basically, half of the people on this screen in front of me that I can see.
Yeah, fair.
What are you excited to see with like the more newcomers that are coming, or is there something you want to see?
I think it's. With WWE, it's wanting to get that concentration back on in ring.
Yeah.
So guys like Oba, especially, who has already had 2 like classic matches in NXT, where we know he can go and become one of the best ever. It's just getting into that point.
He'll be great.
But him wrestling consistently enough where he doesn't become a Brock Lesnar, where he isn't going to wrestle all the time, or Roman Reigns where he's eventually going to end up on a part-time, and all that kind of thing.
I'm so sorry, I think that's my phone again.
but then at the same time we have guys like Seth, who is consistently good all the time, has been around almost have you. It's the same with the women, really. When you see of who's coming up, you've got Blake Monroe coming up, who you know more as Mariah May.
Yes.
Sol Rucker.
Love her.
Going to be a fantastic talent. So it's just a case of getting those people to the main event, like, I don't want to say like situation, but the main event stage.
Yeah.
Soon. Because you were saying how, like, we've just lost John, now we've lost Brock, we just lost AJ.
Yeah.
But you'll remember, Roman's on his way out, Seth's on his way out, Randy's on his way out, Punk's on his way out.
No, this is why I asked. That's why I was like, what do you want to see? What are you excited to see?
We've got to build people up for them to be these next generation of stars. Because eventually we're gonna lose a ton of people in not a long amount of time. People are going to be retiring very quickly. And I feel like it started with John.
Oh, yeah.
And I think in the next 2 to 3 years,
more will be gone.
You're not going to be no Punk, no Randy, no Seth,
I'll be devastated about Randy.
Roman. We're going to meet Gunther's not the youngest guy. I think he's in his 30s, but I think it's late 30s. So he's not going to be around for much. I mean, he's probably got like another 10 in him.
But then that's if he wants to do another 10.
That's if he wants to.
You could turn around in 2 years' time and go, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea, again, isn't on the older side, luckily.
No, but she's also got back problems and things like that. And
I think my investment in the future, as far as specific people go, is, of course, Oba, Trick, and Javon, like everybody else. If Ilya can stay healthy, I'm not sure how old he is, but he's someone who can fantastically go in the ring, and I probably haven't shown you enough Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have.
But then on the women's side is so much more potential.
Yeah.
Because you've not only got Sol, Blake, you've got Roxanne, you've got Lyra.
Yeah.
You've still got Rhea around. You've got people like JC Jane. And there's so much potential in coming through NXT. Even Kendall Gray, who I only introduced you today.
Yeah.
She looks like she's going to be a fantastic talent. So it's getting those people to the point where it doesn't feel like, and we can say this is a transitional period.
Yeah.
We can feel it. It just happens. And it's so naturally that it happens that we don't even notice it's happened. And suddenly these guys have all gone, but this product is still perfectly okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the thing is that next year's WrestleMania is not going to help that fact. Because it's in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, boo. Boo.
So it's going to be all the oldies doing all that stuff. It's not going to be great. The rumour already is it's going to be Rock and Roman in the main event of WrestleMania next year.
What? Can't he just piss off and stay away? Sorry, me and Leo have an absolute mutual hatred for The Rock. He's probably a very lovely man, but as The Rock, can't stand him. Cannot stand that man.
Yeah.
I think he's just an egotistical knob.
Yeah, so that's not going to help. But then also, people have been criticising Tiffany Stratton recently.
Oh,
because she has said by 30 she wants to be out of WWE and acting and stuff like that. And
isn't she a couple of years younger than I am?
Oh yeah. So it's going to be sooner rather than later that she ends up possibly going somewhere.
Well, if that's the case, she's going to be done in. I mean, I'm 28, so if she's like 26. Well, you know the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if that's what she wants to do, then fair enough. I think people are like, oh, well, then she's not going to put her full things into concentration to this. I'm like, that couldn't be less from the truth.
But why wouldn't you put your full heart and soul into it if you know you've only got 4 or 5 years left?
Yeah, I think people have gone a bit dramatic when it comes to the... when it comes to the criticising Tiffany Stratton. Well, again, if that's what she wants to do, and it's not as if... And I don't want to be that guy, but it's not as if she doesn't have the looks to be able to go to Hollywood and get cast almost immediately.
And I don't want to be that woman, but it's not like she ain't got the two best assets.
Exactly.
to help her along the way.
And also, like, The Rock did it. Batista did it. Cena did it. There should be no judgment.
I love Batista.
Her wanting to do it. But if it means that we don't get her in the future, I mean, that's fine. We've got, as I said, especially the women, there is a ton of coverage where people are very young in the women's division, where they can hold this place down for 15 to 20 years, let alone 10.
Yeah. We've got enough talent coming up.
Yeah. So it's actually more the male division I'm worried about, because I know the women's division is in great hands.
Yeah.
If they're treated correctly. They'll get treated like Bayley, I will be annoyed.
We don't talk about that. We can't talk about Bayley, because Bayley gets...
Bayley's its own podcast.
I love Bayley so much, but she just gets treated so badly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we watched it in the Netflix thing, didn't we?
Yeah, last year's WrestleMania.
Last year's, and it was... my heart broke for her.
Yeah.
I was just like, why is she being treated like a bag of shit?
Yeah.
When she's really good in the ring, she's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I know.
The talent, the crowd work, the selling the story. I don't understand why she isn't utilised. I don't understand why she's not used.
No, I get it. And to be fair, me and Ewan have another podcast coming out probably in a few weeks where we talk about people we prefer and all stuff, and like overrated to underrated. And Bayley is brought up massively within that.
I think I could do 3 hours of who I think is overrated. Massively. Well, that's all I'll say. No, so, I know Cody's good. I'm just quite sick of looking at the man.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But then I can't imagine he's got too long left.
How old is he now?
Don't know, to be fair.
I put him late 30s.
I want to say late 30s, early 40s.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, if he started out in 2008, 2007, it's a long career already.
Yeah, 20 years.
So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, another one for the future, of course, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't become a star eventually. He's made for this.
But then, I mean, from my point of view, though, and again, as somebody... Oh, my God, I've just seen the time. Yes. No, it's fine. It's fine. As someone who only knows Dom literally from, like, the massive Rhea thing and Liv thing and all this... And obviously, as someone, again, I do not watch Raw, I don't watch SmackDown, I don't watch anything like that.
You only get told about stuff if you bring it up, or you've seen it and you ask me about it.
Does he do a lot?
Yeah. He's there every week.
Maybe I've just not seen him then. Maybe that is literally just me.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him. Because when I saw him, well, obviously when we just watched WrestleMania, I was like, oh, This is actually the first time I've seen Dom in the ring in months, personally.
Yeah, no, he wrestles on a week.
Oh, right. No, never mind. I will shut my mouth.
Yeah. He is also the world champion of a different company. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
So, yes, he's the AAA Mega champion.
I did not know that. I mean, we still hate his dad, but... Fuck you, Rey Mysterio.
But yes, that's where we shall wrap it up. But yeah, I think overall, I'm glad you enjoyed it for the most part, especially night 2.
Yeah, and like I said, was it great overall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the best one? No, absolutely not. But it also wasn't the worst.
Yeah, true. I think if we were to obviously keep on doing these, it will probably be worth showing you a good WrestleMania.
Probably.
So then you have like the perspective of all 3.
And then we will literally come up here and I'll go, right, so I take everything back that I said. WrestleMania this year was shit. I've just watched. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But yes, if you do have any suggestions of WrestleManias that I could show a non-wrestling fan.
Just not the pandemic one.
Just let me know.
Also, that was awful.
40, 21, and 17 are the 3 best that I put down as.
I'll take your word.
Yeah. But, do subscribe to the Steel City Slamboree
please
podcast channel. Do subscribe to the Wrestling Retrospective channel, which is mine on my own. And yes, this has been the first episode of the Outside Perspective. There is another one coming up where we do more of an introduction of this idea, but with WrestleMania being quite recent still when this comes out, I thought it would gain more traction. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening along, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.